In TV streaming, we have our second actual living, breathing person who has passed that we're going to be talking about, because comic books doesn't really count. Plus, we have Daredevil getting born again, and there's and a new TV show from the people who brought you Mythic Quest is about to roll out. So we got that and a little bit more in TV. Welcome, nerds, to the Clips channel. What you are about to watch is the TV news that happened this past week since the last time you were here. There is a larger video that this is a part of called The Week in Nerddom. You can go check that out over on the main channel, Generally Nerdy, and you get into all of the topics in that one video, so comic books and music and movies, etc., etc. Or you can just keep coming back here for these shorter versions, which come out a little bit later, so the stuff over on the main channel is going to be a little more up-to-date, a little more relevant. Okay, so to start off the TV streaming section, we do have, it's two follow-ups. The first of which is kind of the big one that we led with, Daredevil Born Again. There's kind of two here. See if you can spot them. Apparently, Daredevil Born Again has cast Matthew Lillard for season 2. That news report again, there's going to be a second season of Daredevil Born Again. We know this before season 1 happens, which kind of is a given considering how much hype and buzz is surrounding this series with all of the reviewers, talking very glowingly about it. It seems that it was kind of a given that they would take a gamble and give us a second season, but also, for that second season, they're casting Matthew Lillard in a role that obviously they're not going to give us yet because we don't have season 1, so we don't know where the story's going. So if they said, oh yeah, by the way, Matthew Lillard's going to be Cletus Cassidy because, Matt Murdock is a lawyer, so Cletus Cassidy's going to get in trouble. We kind of already got a Cletus Cassidy. It wasn't really great. Technically, it's a different universe, but still, I don't think that would be the direction they're going. Possible. I think Lillard would be a really interesting choice for that. That's super speculative though, so it's not for this. We do know that he's been cast, we just don't know for what. Let's move on. Our other piece of follow-up news for this episode is the Oscars. They happened, in case you missed it, because nobody watches the Oscars anymore. As evidenced by the fact that this year was 7% lower, last year was somewhere in the neighborhood of 10 and 12% lower. It's just been going downhill ever since. Possibly because they took a little bit of time off during the COVIDs, but also possibly because nobody cares about Hollywood giving itself a pat on the back. It's ridiculous. It is inane. It is absolutely the reason why people aren't actually going to the movies and they're spending more time playing video games and watching YouTube shows. So yeah, it's a little bit ridiculous. Let's cut back on the spectacle. There are a couple of things worth watching for the Oscar rebroadcast, or just look them up on the YouTubes. We'll talk about that, and that just happened. The thing to take away here is we're down 7% on viewership. Also, the ABC contract is up as of this year, and it sounds like ABC is not renewing. So it means they're looking for a new TV home for the Oscars. Who wants to pick that up? Nobody? Hands? No? Nothing? All right, let's continue. And then we got a trailer, just the one. I need to preface some of these things a little bit by saying, yes, I know other trailers for other new shows have dropped, though none of them, from what I found in my research, none of them would quantify as exceptionally nerdy in nature, except for this new Side Quest show, which is a spin-off from Mythic Quest over on Apple TV. Side Quest is only going to be 4 episodes. They're calling it a DLC package or something. The vocabulary escapes me precisely, but they're calling it DLC effectively for the main Mythic Quest show. So I thought that was pretty clever. Again, it's only going to be 4 episodes, but if it does well, I'm sure we'll see other things in this nature for the show. Still haven't watched Mythic Quest, though I know that Rob McElhenney, whatever, is very, very proud of his work on there, just as proud on that almost as he is for It's Always Sunny. So I dig Rob. I think he's got a great sense of humor. I think he's a kind of a great producer and such. So I'm very intrigued to watch it. Like I said before, though, I don't have Apple TV Plus, so it's harder for me to get my hands on it, though I'll probably here in the next few months probably get my hands on the first season. I believe they're in season 2, maybe even 3 at this point, but either way, side quest, go check out the trailer. Let's continue on before I just keep rambling. All right, nerds, so like I said at the beginning of the season, this season we are going to be doing a big push for the merch store. The rest of the month of March, we will be probably just continuing with the basic nerd stuff. I have a couple of new designs that are going to be going in that are not going to be part of the basic line. The basic line is not going anywhere, but if you want to support the channel, that's one of the better ways to do it. Go check out the store linked in the description. It is a spring store, and I haven't set up the proper URL, so it's generally nerdy store or anything like that just yet, but it is active and you can purchase stuff from there. So the link's just a little combobulated. Go check it out. Again, linked in the description. You can find all of your nerdy merch needs. We will be getting the Yoda pool design back up. We also are going to be doing a proper redesign on Do You Even Pop Culture, bro? Those will be going up before the end of the season. However, the first special design that's going up is going to be a variation on one of the nerd shirts that are already up there. So go get your basic nerd, and then if you are, you know, a gamer or a music nerd or whatever, then keep your eyes peeled throughout the rest of the season, and there will be something special just for you. So right now, what we got is the basic nerd. It's super cozy, super comfy. Go check it out. Link in the description once again. Let's get back to the news. Oh, and then we have regular ass news. We have one piece of regular ass news, and this is another passing. Death episode, what can I say? This is another passing. This time it is George Lowe. If you don't recognize the name, you absolutely must recognize the voice, because he was a voice actor who very famously did Space Ghost on Space Ghost Coast to Coast. He did a number of other Adult Swim cartoons, but like that's the voice that got him into those other Adult Swim cartoons. My college age years and the latter years of high school were very much shaped by the existence of Space Ghost Coast to Coast, as well as a number of other things that he was also associated with, but none so much as Space Ghost. Years ago, before his passing, I was honored to be able to interview John Schnepp twice, who Schnepp was one of the creators and producers on Space Ghost Coast to Coast, and just some really great stuff there too. So yeah, just it's a titan of voice acting, because dude just had great timing. Like, was just, that voice is so iconic. He will absolutely be missed. So here we are taking our moment for George Lowe.
Sure. Okay. All right. Schnitzel. Space Ghost interviewing Schnitzel. Okay, here we go.
You got it, Pops. Well, hello there, little fellow, and why don't you identify yourself for the universe? Wait a minute. Suddenly I'm in a drive-through somewhere ordering. What is happening? Wait a minute, something's wrong with the speaker. Miss, I did not order the Grande Delight with white sauce. Try it again. Ella Fitzgerald, everybody.
Okay.
And then again, we gotta pick it back up for suggestions this week. Oof, heavy week, man. So suggestions this week in TV streaming, we're looking at Daredevil, the Netflix series, as we get ready for the new Disney Plus series. It is also on Disney Plus, so this is just a refresher time. If you've never seen the original Daredevil, if you've never seen the original Daredevil show, you absolutely must, because if you're watching a show like this, you've never seen Daredevil. That's some of the best television programming that we as nerds have received ever in the history of ever. The third season gets a little wonky, but it's comic books, so you kind of expect that from time to time. But yeah, season 1 and season 2 are super solid. Season 3 really good, just not quite to the same standard as the first 2 seasons, but oh my god, just this sets the bar pretty high for where we're going with the Disney Plus show. So go see what I mean by watching Daredevil seasons 1 through 3, originally on Netflix, but now on Disney Plus. Thank you very much, nerds, for tuning in. If you want to level up your nerdy, geeky, pop culture knowledge, then don't forget to subscribe and do all of the things. Go check out the main channel, Generally Nerdy, for the larger portion. Again, you get all of the sections into one convenient video over on Generally Nerdy. The name of the show is The Week in Nerddom. Thank you for checking out this clip. We will see you next time. Before we go, though, always remember that if it's generally nerdy, probably here.